Okay, in this video what we're going to do is go over how to put the floor in the second floor. And if you look on our first floor, we actually have a concrete slab, a 5-inch thick one, which is fine. But on our second floor, we don't have anything right now. And if you remember back from the PowerPoint, you have to use a specific floor type. And for ours, we're just going to use the one that's built into the software. So let's go to level 2, and we're going to go to floor. And all we're going to do is use this floor right here that's in the Keystone project already. All right, and if you think back to our lecture, that would fit the bill. So we're going to go, and all I'm going to do is just trace right there, put a little rectangle, green check it. If we look at our 3D view, there would have our floor in there. Now let's do a little extra for those of you guys that want to have an opening to the first floor. Now, if I take and I hide this wall, and now I could kind of look into my building. Let's say you want to have an opening. You want to have a way to look down onto the first floor from the second floor, maybe with like a railing around it. So how would we do that? First thing is if we go over here to the opening section. Before I go to that opening, actually, let's hide all of this stuff up here so that I could see a little bit better. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go to my side view, and I'm going to highlight all that stuff right there. Let's see, did I get it all? Yep, I got it all. Right click, hide those elements. All right, so now when I go up to my vertical opening and I click on my floor, all right, I like to switch to the top view so I could see. And let's say I wanted to have an opening around this beam, all right? And yours will be where you want it. Mine, I'm just kind of making stuff up here. And I'm going to just have it go right like that. So I'm going to have an opening right there so you can see down to the first floor. Green check it. Now the problem is that I'm going to have now these beams being shown. All right. Now, as long as there's nothing resting on top of this beam, I'm going to let you delete it for this project. If this was real life, there'd probably have to be a lot more, you'd have to have a structural engineer come in and look at this stuff. But for our project, as long as there's nothing sitting on top, we're going to delete these beams. You have to unpin them. And now what I'm going to do is, because this doesn't look very clean, because you see how I have the little beam sticking out below this. So let's go back to this and edit the boundary of that. Let's go to the top. All right, so basically I want this aligned with this, right? So let's see if I could use my align command. Nope, not going to let me select it. So I'm going to eyeball that down so it's right aligned up right about with that beam. This one, there we go, it snapped to that one. And you can kind of see what I'm doing, so it's nice and clean. Alright, so that one I kind of missed it, right? Because you see the beam sticking out just a little bit past that. So let's edit the boundary on that. Alright, and now if you look at that, it's kind of cool. I got an opening down below where you could see the first floor. If you think back to the Evanston Library, we had like that big arch structure that went up to there. So what I'm going to do now, though, is I'm kind of concerned about the kiddos. You know, some kid's just going to walk down there and, he could fall down and hurt himself. We don't want that. So what I'm going to do is put a railing up around it. So I just went to my second floor. And you're going to have your walls drawn around your beams, but I could just take and I could essentially make a railing go around this opening as I struggle with this. Oh, geez, Mr. Toe, she went way too far. Let's just pull this one back. All right, let's just stop it there. And you get the idea. You need to have a continuous line, polyline going around. There we go. So that's how I could have an opening and then have a railing around it so you could look down onto the floor below. You can kind of start thinking about how our stairs are going to look now, and that will be one of the next things that we go over.